name's Mike Ryan. In creation, everything has its own unique energy, frequency, and vibration. Throughout all the universe, everything is unique in its own way. In our life, we feel this energy with other human beings on a daily basis. We certainly do with our pets. And we bring plants into our home because we appreciate the beauty and the smell, the fragrance. And we understand that there is a life in these plants. And of course, with the plant kingdom, we have this wonderful interaction where they take the carbon dioxide that we exhale and change that into oxygen, which we then inhale. It's beautiful harmony in the universe. Well, in the mineral kingdom, there is also vibration. It can be harder to feel because, hey, they're rocks, but it certainly is there. Among native people, there has been an appreciation for this, especially with turquoise. Now, there is a term that we use with turquoise for this unique energy, this frequency, this special vibration that can come from turquoise, especially at the higher grades. And we call this Zat. Now, Zat is hard to define, but many things that we feel in life are difficult to define. Think about perhaps the most important feeling we have in life, which is love, but how do you describe it? You're just pretty much left where, well, I don't know how to describe it, but I know it when I feel it. It can be that way with Zat, which can be thought of as comparable to luster in a pearl or brilliance in a diamond. Turquoise has been important for native peoples since the first time it was taken from the ground as early as 7000 BC in what is now Iran, the ancient kingdom of Elam. And certainly we know the early mining in Egypt, in the Sinai, in China, and in the United States with the ancestral Puebloan. For the Navajo, turquoise has a special meaning. And the best way to approach this, I think, is understanding the term Hojo, which means balance and harmony, and how the Navajo believe that we follow the path of Hojo by walking in beauty. So I'd like to read for you a little bit from some stories of turquoise. The first one is from Turquoise in America, Part 2, 1910 to 1990. And I want to go to it was the first story of turquoise that I ever did, and that was with Lee Yazzie. So let me read this. When I create a necklace or earrings for a woman, I'll always say, that is physical beauty. There's nothing wrong with a physical beauty. That's where I'm not needed. Where I'm needed is how can I bring that inner beauty out of that individual. When I appreciate somebody's physical beauty, it gets me to dig deeper. The same way I dig deeper in myself to create something beautiful. I say, okay, let me reach into myself and dig deep and bring out my inner beauty. I think that's probably where I draw some of the most interesting things, when I go deep and see who I really am. I think that's very insightful, and it really points out to what we really are talking about when we're talking about the energy of turquoise. Let me also read a story from Turquoise in America, Part 3, The Stories of Turquoise, which covers the period of 1990 to 2020. And this story comes from, let me find it here, Jesse Monangi. And he's speaking about turquoise and the importance to the Navajo. Why it became so pure to them was how the universe was born. It was blue. They say when you're farther away from the earth, it is like turquoise. The earth is like turquoise. This is what I was told when I was young. The earth is turquoise color. Then when you have the true turquoise, the really true turquoise, it's the smell of a human body, the inner spirit of the human being. When they're doing these prayers, they would rub some of these unbelievable rocks they have found through the years that they have in their sacred pouches. When I saw those things, I would smell them, put my nose inside of them. I'll describe the smell. The smell was my grandma. The smell was sage. The smell was cedar. And the smell of when the rain comes. When the rain comes and the earth is wet, the dirt is red. When you smell that mud, it is the same smell from that turquoise. Grandmother says, this is our inner spirit. The stone is our inner spirit. Well, I think those are both very beautiful stories. And I'd like to finish this little visit we're having about the energy of turquoise with a story of my own. I'm a docent at the Wheelwright Museum of the American Indian here in Santa Fe. And we have a wonderful collection of Native American jewelry. Really encourage you when you're in Santa Fe, stop by the Wheelwright and visit this collection. Well, I walked up to a family and I asked if they had any questions. And the mother said, well, my daughter has a question. And she started to ask me. And I said, well, let's let her ask the question. So I looked at the little girl, who was probably about 8 years old. And I said, what is your question? She looked up to me very shy, with her eyes kind of rolled up and said, why is there so much turquoise in the Indian jewelry? Well, I said, that's a very good question. And I told her, the Navajo believe in Hojo. And Hojo means the balance and harmony throughout all of creation. Hojo in ourselves as people, Hojo with our family, Hojo with our society, and most important, Hojo with the earth, balance and harmony. And that the path to this balance and harmony is through Nijoni. Nijoni means beauty. So I leaned over and I held up this pendant that I have right here. And I held it up to her like I'm holding it up to you. And I said, is this beautiful? And she looked at me and she said, yes. Zat.